Hi, my name is Leigh Blanchard. I'm here at 440 Gallery in Park Slope, Brooklyn to show you around my exhibition Impressions. The show opened on March 17th and the last day is April 18th. We also have a beautiful group exhibition in the back of the gallery titled Over Time with work by Janet Peterson, Catlin Miller, and Robin Roy. So if you're in the area, please feel free to come on by and check out both shows in person. So I started this series in 2018 and it's ongoing, with some works being made as recently as early 2021. The earliest pieces in this series were actually made while I was working at a photography gallery on the Upper East Side. This gallery, I was surrounded by a lot of mid-20th century photographs, and it also had a wonderful library full of pretty much any photo book you could imagine. At that time, I also had access to a really nice, large flatbed scanner. And one of my jobs at the gallery was actually to scan high-res images of our photographic inventory. As I was scanning these photographs, I kind of started to see the similarities between scanned images and photograms. And for those of you who don't know, photograms are photographs that are made without the use of a camera. So you will place objects onto light-sensitive material, such as photo paper, and then expose them to light. So I began making what are called scanograms, using photograms as a huge influence. For every piece, I start out with an old photogram. So I'll either find an image in a photography book and scan that, or I'll find an image online, and then I print that out. Then I'll look at the image and find objects that I like in it and cut those out with scissors. So this is actually a great piece to explain that first step. The original photogram that I used as a starting out point for this piece was Laszlo Moholy-Nagy's photogram that he made for the cover of Brew magazine in 1923. So if you look at his image, you can see that I took the letters in his piece and used them as visual elements to build off of in my own. The next step is to build off of that original image and use other materials that were common in early photograms, such as flowers, fabric, and things you might find lying around a photography studio. I then take all the visual elements and place them on a scanner. Now, I'm scanning very high resolution images, so the whole process takes about 10 to 20 minutes. And as the light's going across the bed of the scanner, I start moving the pieces around, rearranging them on the bed of the scanner. And that movement is what creates these sharp lines that you see here in the image. So I kind of like to think of these as part collage, part digital image. There's a really playful feeling to early photograms. You almost get the sense in some images that they're kind of looking around their darkroom, seeing what objects they can experiment with next. And I think this piece really captures that playful feeling. I remember on the way to the studio to make it, picking up leaves, colorful leaves that I found on the ground to add into the piece. You can also see that there are old photo prints that I kind of tore up, old failed prints that I used, as well as my body. You can see my hand in parts of this image. So I wanted some of the works to be on a free flowing fabric and others to be on photo paper. And I thought this difference would kind of mimic the duality that I felt was present in the process. There's such an energy and life to constantly moving and rearranging the objects on top of the scanner, and then the final image is static and frozen in time. Now, there are 6 smaller pieces in the show that were all made in 2020 and 2021. They were made after the first 3 pieces that we looked at. They were actually all started after the COVID-19 lockdowns had begun. And I think they really reflect a need for more control and optimism with the bright colors. Another difference between these 6 works and the other 3 that you see in the show are that they were manipulated after the initial scan. So the color that you see here was actually added in afterwards. It was not part of the original scan. So for this piece, for example, the green color that you see was sourced from an image we looked at earlier study number 6, hand signals. The green leaves there, that's the same color as this green here. Now this piece is a little bit different from the others in the show. Instead of having the object in a field of color like you've seen in some of the flower pieces, I removed it from the background and have it displayed on its own. I carefully traced around the edges because I really wanted to keep those imperfect edges that you see on the piece. I think this goes back to the playful experimentation of early photography, and it also adds to the overall flow and texture of the show. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in learning more about the gallery, you can go to 440gallery.com or email us at info@440gallery.com. And if you're in the area, I definitely recommend you come on over and check out both shows, not only this show, but our group show in the back. And if you're not local, I recommend you go to our exhibition page on artsy.net and you can check out our shows that way.